All right, hello. And Josh is here as well, but his camera is broken, it seems like.
Hi, I'm Josh.
So I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation. Hello, my name is Andre Bakley, and I'm here. I work with Department of Residence IT at Iowa State, and I'm here for an informative speech on how to stay safe online. Have you or someone you know ever been a victim of an online scam or cyber attack? In 2019, 14.4 million customers became victims of identity fraud. That's about 1 in 15 people. Overall, 33% of US adults have experienced identity theft, which is more than twice the global average. The best way to protect yourself from having your information stolen and shared online is to be educated on the dangers of hackers and data miners. And it's a simple preventative steps that you can keep yourself safe online. So let's take a look at some definitions. Cybercrimes are usually committed by hackers. Hackers illegally access devices and websites to steal people's personal information, which they use to commit theft. Many people shop, bank, and pay bills online. You may also store your financial information, such as credit cards or bank account numbers. These things you can store on your device as well that are susceptible. A hacker can do a lot of damage, even if only one account or one device on the network is compromised. To make matters worse, hackers are difficult to stop because they're often located outside of the United States and make use of cutting edge technology to avoid law enforcement and to acquire large sums of personal information. There are two main ways that hackers use to get your personal information. One way is to try to obtain information directly from an internet connected device. Hackers do this by installing spyware to trick you into clicking attachments or images, links and email messages, or pop-ups. Hackers then use the spyware to log your keystrokes, so anything you type, or they can acquire a screen in hope of snagging account names or passwords from your computer. Criminals can also hack individual websites like email, social media, or financial institution websites. There they steal private information stored there. So let's take a look at some statistics, shall we? Here is a very hard to read chart. I hope you can read it. It shows the number of identity theft and cyber crimes in the United States in the past 5 years. As you can see, there is a growing population and increase in connected devices. So there's an increasing rate in cyber crimes to go along with it. Here is a list of top 5 identity scams in the US rated male and female. These types of online transactions are especially susceptible to cybercrimes. The number one being confidence fraud or romance scam. Close second is automotive fraud, intimidation or extortion, and finally, government impersonation. Here is a list of the top 5 hacking scams. Unauthorized breach being the most common, which is when a hacker somehow acquires your account, username, or password. The least prevalent but most infamous scam is called a ransomware scam, in which a hacker gains access to your computer firmware, literally holding your computer as hostage for payment. Next, we will talk about how to protect your devices and accounts, starting with your devices. The most important thing you can do is to keep your software updated. Devices, operating systems, and internet-connected software, like email programs and web browsers, should be updated regularly. This will not only clean and protect your machine, but all machines on your network. Your computer will typically notify you when a software update is available, such as this Windows update. If you do not have security software, such as a firewall or antivirus software, then keep them up to date. There are a variety of reputable products available for free. One that I recommend personally is Malwarebytes Anti-Malware. I recommend it for all your devices and cell phones. This should this should clean your phone and computer from any malware. But I recommend to do more personal research before installing, and beware of scammers attempting to lure you into disclosing your personal information while trying to install these things. Next, we're going to take a look at a VPN. VPN is very important. This stands for Virtual Private Network. VPNs give you privacy and anonymity by creating a private network from a public internet connection. just like listed here in this expressvpn.com image. So VPNs, they mask your internet protocol or your IP address. So your online actions are virtually untraceable. And most importantly, VPNs establish secure and encrypted connections to provide greater privacy than even a secure Wi-Fi hotspot would. Next, let's take a look at cell phones. Strong passcode may prevent a thief from accessing the information stored on your lost or stolen phone. Many smartphones allow you to remotely wipe the information from your computer in event of loss. Face ID only is not recommended because hackers or people that you don't want to get into your phone can take a picture of your face or use your face while you're sleeping to access your phone. Some criminals may also, moving on, may make fake apps that look or function like legitimate apps, but actually install malware on your smartphone. Be sure to download your apps from trusted sources and check the number of downloads and read reviews to make sure you aren't downloading a lookalike app. And finally, check often to ensure your smartphone is up to date, just like your computer. Finally, I want to give you some tips on how to protect your online accounts. When you purchase a new device, it often comes with a simple password. Many people set up unique passwords in the computer or phone, but they neglect to do so for their internet router or other smart devices in their house. Hackers can easily gain access to these devices and use them to flood websites with traffic until the site or your whole network can go down. Be sure to use strong, unique passwords for all your devices and keep your passwords in an encrypted database. I recommend using LastPass Vault browser extension for this. It's free and only requires one master password. The application autofills passwords with strong lists of characters and numbers, making it virtually impossible to crack. Finally, next, we're going to move on to emails. So when you have an email, it's best to delete any spam or dubious-looking emails without opening them when you receive them. If you receive a questionable email from a family member, it's best to contact the family member first to make sure that it's them indeed sending the email. I also recommend keeping multiple official and unofficial emails. I myself have a separate Gmail account for my phone and my laptop. And if you're signing up for a sketchy website or service, I also recommend using a temp mail address that expires after 10 minutes of signing on. Finally, we will cover multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is a security system that requires one or more methods of authentication to verify a user's identity. Multi-factor authentication combines two or more credentials. These things can be what the user knows, such as a password, what the user has, such as a security token or a flash drive key, or what the user is. And this is biometric verification, such as a face scanner. The goal is to create a layered defense to make it more difficult for unauthorized people to access your device or your account. Now, these tips may just skim the surface of online device protection, but with this knowledge, you should be safe from a majority of cyber attacks, identity theft, and data miner. I encourage you to do some more research about how you can protect yourself and your devices at home. And if you happen to be a victim of cybercrime, do not be afraid to reach out to your local and online authoritative sources. Cybercrimes can happen to anyone, and you can never be too safe. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Good job.